All-State show comes out of the Minnesota State Thespian Conference. We belong to this International Thespian Society, this big organization, and we would go to the International Thespian Society Festival. One year, one of the main stage shows at the International Conference was an all-state show from, I believe, Georgia. And we got the idea of, oh, other states actually do shows. And so we decided to put something together. We have a really strong student board now for Minnesota Thespians. And they come to meetings with us once a month. And we put it out to them. We said, what kinds of stories do you want to tell? And they came up with a big, huge list of things that they wanted to do. And slowly but surely, they whittled it down to 3 or 4 musicals. And when we got to those 3 or 4 musicals, we asked them which one of those they wanted to do. And they selected Spring Awakening.
Well, I mean, when the Thespians approached us to do Spring Awakening, you know, it was really exciting for us because it did have a little bite to it. You know, it's not a very typical safe kind of high school show or show that you would see a high school do, you know. But it's a really important show for high schoolers, I think, because the content matter is so, they're so connected to it, you know, and you know, almost every issue in the play that is present and written in are things that have come up during the rehearsal process as well. It is pretty edgy. It is, you know, people will say, oh, you're doing Spring Awakening with a bunch of high schoolers? And it's like, well, yeah, this is the perfect kind of group to do it with.
It has a lot of like social problems, and that a lot of teenagers grow up with, like when they're growing up, that's what they start to deal with and realize, and a lot of these problems coming up like teachers and schools and authority figures a lot. There's also a lot of like romance and what is to be in love, you know, what should a relationship be like, and just what is acceptable.
It was based so long ago, but it's amazing how apparent like all these problems are still now, like how they're still around us.
Usually I just reflect before I go on stage about everything that I'm doing, and I just think about, you know, how serious the work that's being done is, and I try to just wipe a clean slate and just really put the emotion into the character that I think I want to get across to the audience. Sleep in heaven or I think you just have to put yourself in the character's place and think, like, what is this character going through and how would they react to that, and then just be ready for what happens.
Getting to work with all these really, really talented teenagers and this production staff, because, I mean, it's so great not having to do, it's not high school theater, and that's what's so great is that you can take a show like Spring Awakening and work with kids who are genuinely passionate about what they're doing, and it's really, really fun to do that.
I can't say that I felt much of a difference on my end of like the energy put into a stage show versus a show at school. But the reaction of the people that I work with has changed. Everyone is very engaged and very collaborative. A lot of the ideas come from things that we try as actors instead of it all coming from the direction.
Well, the way that we're doing this show is a lot different from the Broadway performance. And since a lot of the audience that's coming to see this show are theater people, they'll be maybe expecting that. And so I hope when they walk away, they accept the fact that we did this show differently, but the message still came across and they can accept that, and I hope they enjoy it.
I want people to talk about it. These subjects can be very difficult to deal with adults and even students sometimes, so I want people to end up having conversations about it, like just talking about it.
Well, for the children, at the end of the show it kind of says, no matter how dark a place you're in, you can get through it. And the adults need to see that you need to think about what your kids are around and what they're thinking. It doesn't matter how you look because of them, you have to love them and cherish them no matter what happens. it doesn't matter where you are, who you're with, you can get through it. And that's really cool. I think that anyone younger than 25 should get that.